Hello and welcome back to Feed the Beast Ultimate for Minecraft version 1.4.7. Now, as you might have just seen behind me, I have finished filling up the last of these three bottom bookshelves here with all the worlds I've gone to. So, some of these are pretty good. We've got Terrible Void and Pandora, which were the first two, and not much room. And then a lot of these were just empty voids with just a single platform that I spawned on, which wasn't ideal. There were a few that were fantastic. Let's see. We had glowstone crystals. I will grab this one because I want to show you that. We also had Burning Man, Bad Bunny, Waterworld on DVD, Ice Age. Some of these are pretty good. Meteors were around. Let's see. I think I've got Twilight Flats and Flat Twilights. Quite the tag team duo we got ourselves there. Cold and Dark. So on and so forth. But a lot of them were empty, flat voids. So I guess I can, introduce a clip of what that sort of looked like, as well as the last of what I acquired there. Because as you can see, I got a lot of treasure out of these worlds. Now, some of it better than others, of course, but, you look at this, I've got 3 portal guns now, which is fantastic. I don't even know what I could do with that. That doesn't even include the one over here, as well as the one that I made last time around. So, I have no idea what I could do with that. I guess that's just fantastic. I've mastered the art of teleportation, but we got a lot of iron and tin and copper and such without needing to do it. A lot of music discs. I may have nearly completed my collection now, as well as all of these special tools, which is fantastic because that means I do not have to make them. So if we pop open this Thaumonomicon here, you can see that these tools typically require thaumium implements for each of their respective pieces, as well as one of the types of wands. So the Sword of the Zephyr, you can see here, requires a Wand of Lightning and a thaumium sword, and it says that it will hit additional foes, it will push away enemies, as well as projectiles, and it also reduces falling speeds. So if we grab this, because that sounds pretty fantastic, we can go find ourselves a high cliff to jump off of, and we can see how this works. So with this in hand, if we jump, we can... Ooh. My god, I'm the Wind Lord! Amazing! So yeah, we also have the Axe of the Stream, which is capable of almost acting like a tree capitator mod, where when you right-click from the bottom of a block, it will drag down the entire tree, which is pretty fantastic. Let's see, we've got some enchanted books, which were pretty good. We've got Prot 4, Efficiency 5, even, Sharpness. We got a map here. Actually, I did plan to hang that up. There we go. So this is one of the worlds. I forget which one, but you can even see in that little corner there, maybe I can zoom in and get a close-up, that is where one of the libraries was. So yeah, there we go. The last thing I got, though, was in the last world, I got a notebook, which I believe you've already seen, and it has a few pages in here, nothing too crazy, but one of them is this ever-important Crystal's book. So I'm going to be, Crystal's page, I should say, which I'm going to be making use of today. But before that, what I might do is actually make another one of these notebooks, because what you can do, if you place a notebook in here, is rename it. So what I might do is call this one the collection, and then when you hover over it, it will say collection, and then when you deposit a notebook in here, it has all of the books, well, all the pages that you've built up in that respective notebook. So when I place this notebook in here, you can tab between them with names, and they will have specific things. So what I might do is begin to categorize each of the respective things I get based on what their use is. So I may put, specific biomes or terrain modifiers in specific notebooks, and then that way I will be more easily able to create new worlds. Because the reason, I should say, that I skipped over all of this is that a lot of these worlds were just worlds like this, where they're nondescript copies, where it's just an empty void, and that's because I didn't have the pages necessary to build, stable worlds that would actually reflect what I was creating. And so none of these were particularly interesting, and so now that I've gone through this process, and I have, quite a sizable number of pages here, I can now begin the actual process of creating worlds which serve functional and, cool purposes, even if just for exploration. There was one of the randomly generated worlds that actually was pretty cool, so I figured I'd throw in footage here. It was called Glowstone Crystals, and it had these, glowstone crystal structures in it. So Yeah, there you go. That's the coolest that the randomized generator has. Now let's get to customizing them. Sometime later, and now I have all of the pages categorized in various different sections here. All of these categories that I have, in order to create a stable world or any world that you can use, you have to have at least one of the pages from each of these categories. You have to have a biome, so I've chosen plains, and then a terrain generation type, so I've taken skylands. And whenever you do these pages, you always want to put the modifier before the actual thing, almost like an adjective coming before a noun. So you'd have a plains skyland in this scenario. Then you have to do this for every feature. So the next thing that we have is the sun and the moon, or the celestial bodies. And so what I will grab is we have normal sun, and I believe I also have normal moon. And then what you can do is if you do double length, it will make it so that it will take twice as long for it to go around. So I can do double length with the sun and maybe a half length with the moon, and then that way it will be primarily daytime. We can also put noon in here so that it begins out right at midday. And then I believe that that is what I can do. And then atmosphere, we can do the bright lighting, and there is weather. Now I'm going to choose overcast because it's the clearest of them, and this will make it so that the weather of my new world will hopefully remain just, there will be no rain in it, theoretically. So now we have these, and the final features that you have are those that affect just the extraneous features of this world. So you can make it so that there's color in it, which is quite fun. So you could say like, ooh, night sky or whatever. I will choose one called Boundless Sky, which will make it so that the horizon line doesn't get in there. We can also choose features. Now these are the most important, and the one I'm looking for currently is this one called Star Fissure. I've cautioned against against forgetting a linking book back to the overworld. This is the one book that will save you, the Star Fissure. This will create a way back to the overworld in case you ever forget a linking book. So I'm going to make sure to include that. And the last thing I want is crystals. Now this is a new thing added by this mod as well, and I haven't encountered it in any of the other worlds, which is why I want to make sure that I get it in this one. And with that, I believe I have all of the pages that I need, and so now I can return to the bookbinder as per standard and go plains, skylands, and place all of them in this order. And then with this, I now should have floating villages in the sky, so I might just call it something like Skylanders, and then recover this book, and then I will stand here and we can begin our journey. Okay, and we cross our fingers and pray that this world remains safe. Now, theoretically, it should be relatively stable, this world. Now, instability is caused whenever you cannot fill a page, which is why the random worlds that we generated are very unstable typically, because everything is supplied. Ooh. Well, we've had a crash. Oh dear. Okay, let's try this again. I hope that this works now. And it did. Now, Skylands doesn't work, I learned. I had to go in with an MBT edit, and you actually, let's do this with story. I had to take the book out and modify it using the powers of my magic or whatever to render it fine. Now, I've realized I actually forgot a linking book. That was a mistake. This is actually a really good time to demonstrate this, and very fortunate that this remained here. Now, it is a little bit terrifying, but this is referred to as a star fissure. So if I jump down here, you can see, this is really sinister. I hate these. But, ooh. And I'm back. I'm back in the overworld. Now this is actually, wow, this is way back at the start where I first spawned before I wandered off this way. So that is a star fissure. It's essentially a giant crack that cuts through the world and allows you to travel back to the default spawn of the overworld. There was a village that I went to right at the start when I was first exploring, and in that village there was a villager who held Mistcraft pages that I could buy. So in my mind, I'm thinking if there are pages that I want Perhaps the best way to get them would be to purchase them from some other creature that hides in these worlds. But yeah, so these crystals, the reason you get them is because they are able to forge stable links between worlds without the use of books. Lo and behold, I found another portal gun before I found a... Oh. Whoops. Is this it? Yay, we found one. Okay. This has always been my sort of call to leave the world, is once I finally found one of these libraries. Now, there's demons in here, so we gotta send them to the Shadow Realm. Begone! Whoa! God, jeez. What are you doing in here, my lord? Okay, anything good? Minor feature biome, I don't know what that means. Obelisks, sounds kind of cool. I haven't tested that book out yet. Accelerated Wasteland, I don't need these or these. There we are, I'm out of here. And bingo, we now are free. We'll put all of this in here. Now, I really do hope that we get the villages, because it'd be really depressing if we didn't, you know, considering that we put in 2 of the books now. And now we pray. Alright, and whoa, this is really creepy. That's so weird. It's like milk. Ugh, that's weird. Okay. But we're here. We've made it. We're still not seeing any villages, which is really weird. I wonder how many of these things that I have to put in there in order to get them just very frequently. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe it generates it like normal terrain does, and so generating a village, it does it rarely. So maybe I have to put more pages in to like sort of increase the odds of it happening. But nevertheless, we're here. And we have another world to explore. Now, that last world really drained me of all my food, so I guess it's a good thing I have this, you know, portable grill, I guess. Just take you all with me on the journey. There we go. Okay. I really like this bright lighting feature. It's like I have night vision on all the time, in a way. It's a little strange. We found it! There's a village! Amazing! Wow, okay. We're looking for one man, and one man only. The man with the golden gun. Is he here? Does he live among you? Whoa, God, your face. I forgot how sinister these villagers were. It's this guy. Thankfully, he's trapped in his own little box. So, let's see. Blue. That's really all you've got for yourself? That's all you got to say for yourself? Okay. We're going to create a linking book to this place. Take this out, put it there, put this there. Get another linking book for the overworld, and then I need emeralds. Oh, nice. Alright, boss. I'm buying your page for blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-die. Okay. New trade available. Dense ores. I've already got that page. Well then. What a lot of good you were. Okay, we'll take the overworld books with us and just continue on our journey then. He was useless. I guess we should carry the emeralds with us, and then maybe next time we find another village, we can see if there's someone actually of use there. Unlike that charlatan. Axe of the stream, awesome. I'll take all this. Thanks, nerd. I'm leaving. Yeah, I'll just leave you guys to it. Ah, hello, sir. Fast weather. Problem with all this is I can't remember which pages I already have, but in the interest of seeing what other pages he might have, we'll do that. Now let's see, we've got east and blue. Great. Let's see, standard terrain. And that's what I already used, but it is cheap, so maybe he'll offer another one. I've just got to cycle through him, essentially, and see what he offers. Thorns. The worst. Okay. Waste of money. Unlike other resources, emeralds are actually valuable to me, because I don't have them in infinite... Well, I probably could create them infinitely, but it would take a long time. They're not as convenient and infinite material as the others. But seeing as I found this library, that means I'm done with this world. Gosh, I love torching these things. Okay, let's see. Eternal weather. Obelisks. A lot of these pages seem much more common than others. Tiled biomes. That could be interesting. Let's see. This. We have spruce wood. Oil. Oil? Okay. Hang on. Oil. Let's see. Oil. There we are. Put that back in here. And then we can copy oil out again. So we're going to make obelisks built of oil. And we're going to call this, well, hang on. So we got ocean, beach, standard terrain, setting, normal sun, double, we'll put double length in there before the sun actually, half length, normal moon, and then overcast, and then we want oil obelisks, and we're going to call this the American Dream. And then we could put this in here and hope that we get something worthwhile. Now we're going to toss that in there, and we go now. Yeah, oh, what happened to my book? I really hope that I didn't lose that book. Oh, okay, good, good. It remained. It just did it weird. So, oh, these kind of look like big danguses. But, welcome. This is Oil World. Sort of spread my arms broadly and gesture. But look at this. So, we can't actually... Is this... Oh, it might not actually be oil. What is this? Is it obsidian? It is obsidian. Oh, well, I've created obsidian dangus land, then. I guess I have no... I was going to say I could sell this off to the highest bidders, but I guess not really. It's just sort of a weird, vaguely penis into the sky. Why are they like this? Okay. But, yeah, also I'm really hungry and weak in this world for some... hungry and weak because of dangus land. Oh, that's goofy. But yeah, so, these are a lot smaller than I thought they would be. I was expecting, like, big, giant, towering pillars of oil frothing out of the ocean, but I guess that's against the rules or something like that. Or maybe I just used the oil page wrong or something. I wonder if you could I make, like, the ocean oil if I wanted? That'd be cool. And then I could light a big fire and the whole thing would go up. That'd be really fun, actually. I kept forgetting to throw around those, freaking alumentum, and this world's already blowing up to hell. I mean, look, there's meteors falling everywhere, so it won't matter. But I'm not going to go another episode without showing this off, so let's go find a noble test subject. Oh, these are fun. Okay, I'm gonna have to make more of them. Look at this. It's like a magical hand grenade. Amazing. Well, there we go. That was fantastic. I gotta make more of those. But with that, I'll have to end this episode of Feed the Beast. So if you liked it, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm done here.